Hello everybody, it's Maikito. Everybody's having a good day and has had a good day so far. For this video, I'm gonna do a little bit closer when it comes to the zoom in because I feel like in the last one you can see too much in the back and I feel like there was too much like open space and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do this for now. As you can see, obviously the rope is out. We had another great day, especially when it came to money lines. But as always, I'll go over that at the end of the video. But tomorrow is another big slate. Even though there's more games, it's actually harder to find picks because it's a lot of teams that are much smaller. Lines are a lot sharper, and they just don't have a lot of props, especially against these smaller teams. But I went through, found some plays that I like, and as always, if I do have any added plays, I will add them in the pinned comment. Could be later tonight, could be tomorrow morning, could be an hour to 30 minutes before the game starts, because lineups change and stuff like that. So I did find something that I did like, so I'll just get straight into those. And the first one is Rafa Silva to go higher than 1.5 shots playing away from home for Besiktas, going up against Bodo Glimt. He's averaged 2.55 shots per 90 so far in the league. He's averaged 2.37 in the Europa League. He's gone over in 4 out of 5 games in the Europa, 80% hit rate, with the only miss in the very first game of the Europa League. So he's hit in the last 4 straight so far, which is good for us. He's a fast and an agile player. He's a great dribbler. So obviously, not only will he get shots from his passes that he gets from his teammates, but if he gets given the opportunity, he can take it on himself. He can find his own chances, which is always great. We like taking players like him who can make his own chances. And it's a pretty good matchup against Glimt, who on average have allowed 19.8 shots against them so far in the Europa League. So, and if you look at these averages, I mentioned the average 2.55 shots in the league and 2.37 in the Europa League. And that's from 12.8 shots that Besiktas take in the league and 14 in the Europa League. So, first of all, he averages closer to 2.5, for example, from around 12 to 13 shots on average. So if they take that average, he can easily go over there. But especially if they go and take those 19 shots, even better for him because that's just a higher volume in general. So again, it's just a good matchup in general. Besiktas are also a high possession team that also like to play not just possession in their own half, but playing the opposition half. So obviously they have the ball in the opposition half. That's just even better for him, especially against a smaller team who will give Besiktas possession of the ball. So the chances will be there, and he's not afraid to shoot. He will take those long shots. Around 25 to 30% of the shots that he takes are from outside the box. So he's an agile player. Good matchup. They hold the ball. I like this line. I like Rafa Silva to go higher than 1.5 shots. And then the second player prop that I found that I like is James Tavernier to go higher than 2 tackles playing at home for Rangers, going up against Spurs. If you just look at the recent 5 game charts, I put it up on screen on PrizePicks. It might look bad, but it looks bad on purpose. So I feel like this could be a trap on purpose. If you look at the first 2 games where he got 0, he didn't start against Nice and he didn't start against Olympiacos. And then he didn't go over against FCSB. They're just a weak offense in general. He did go under against Lyon, so that one was just, he just didn't go over. And he got subbed out, I believe, with like 30 minutes to go, 20 minutes to go, so that was unfortunate there. And then he played against Malmo the full game. He completely crushed that line, as you can see there. He averages 3 tackles per 90 so far in the league, so he averages 3. We need him to get at least 2. And he's playing against Tottenham, who play possession, and they're another team, if you watch them, that they like to press opponents, pass the ball around, especially in the opposition half. They like to press with not only their 3-4s, but even 2 midfielders, box-to-box midfielders. They press with a lot of players. And that's just going to be a lot of defensive work. Tottenham also like to play on the counter, and he's a quick player, and he's going to have to run back because he likes to press. So he can also tackle whenever they lose the ball and try to attack there and get the ball there, not just from where he's just normally defending. And again, Tottenham are good on the counter, so he's going to have to run back and try to defend. The point I'm trying to make here is that he's going to have a lot of defensive work to do. He just needs to get those tackles in. And if you look at last season when he played, I believe, in the Europa League, the only big teams with good offenses, or relatively good offense that he played, was Real Betis and Benfica. He played both teams twice, so in total of 4 games. He had 2+ in 3 out of those 4 games. So I like the odds that he gets at least 2 against Tottenham. It's a good mark and it's a good matchup. So I like this prop. I like James Tavernier to go higher than 2 tackles. Before I get into the money lines, if you guys could please like the video, comment as well. It helps boost the video out to more people. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and turn on notifications. And if you want to support the channel just a little more, I do have the memberships available linked in the description. And you can also click the join button next to the subscribe button. For those that want to get the plays out early before everybody else, and before it goes public. If you're not a member, if you're seeing this video, people that are members already got this video and got all the plays before everyone else. And these lines tend to get bumped or taken away pretty quickly. It happened yesterday. So if you're interested in possibly doing that, Again, to completely optional, link in the description, and then I have all my links for everything player prop wise, PrizePicks and Underdog, and then where I'm doing my ladder challenge Fliff is also linked in the description. And I really want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. We hit day 2 of the ladder challenge, so we're on to day 3, and a play that I found that I like is Chelsea to go higher than 1.5 goals for -230 going up against Astana. You could possibly take a look at their money line. It is a little more juiced, but I like you're getting a little more value by just taking the 1.5 goals. They will, knock on wood, obviously, they do not get a 1-0 win, which would miss for our display here. But I like the 1.5 slightly more. They've gone over this mark in all 4 Conference League games, and I would also mention their just regular Prem games and stuff like that. But they pretty much play a different squad when they play these Conference League games, and that's just to show you how much quality and they have when it comes to players that can play off the bench. They have scored 18 goals in those 4 Conference League games. So do the math. They're averaging 3 to 4 goals a game. We just need them to score 2. And like I mentioned, they have so much quality that they have when they play in these Conference League games. They still have Nkunku. They have João Felix. They play Goi. They have a lot of good players that they still have regardless. And Astana have conceded 4 goals in 4 games so far, but they've all been against weak opposition. I can't even pronounce some of these names. They see Guimarães. They got Pafos, TNS, Topo, all teams that I've pretty much never heard of except for Guimarães, and even then they're not a good team. They've conceded 4 goals. They've averaged 1 goal conceded against these weak oppositions, and against Chelsea, who's a great attack, who's been doing good, has had the best attack so far in this Conference League. They're really going to struggle against them. And Chelsea play possession, and they play with the purpose. They're always looking to attack. There is the opposition teams or teams that I mentioned that play possession and then look to like press the opponents and then try to find space. But Chelsea is the type of team that when they play possession, yes, they do press, but they're pretty much always looking for the opportunity, always looking for a through ball. They're always looking to attack. And again, against this Asta team who allow a lot of shots, it's going to be great for us. I just trust their quality. I trust the fact that they're going to get those opportunities and they're going to score. Again, they've hit this prop in every single game so far in the Conference League, and it has taken a lot. It has taken great performances from Astana's keepers to not allow them to concede more goals than they have so far. If you look at the games against weak oppositions, I add, they've allowed 6 shots on target, 7 shots on target, 13 shots on target, and 7 shots on target. And let's just say that Chelsea just take those amounts. I can easily see them scoring 2, but because it's Chelsea, they can easily get more. And again, I just like the fact that Astana allowed these shots, and they're not a good defensive team against this weak opposition. So Chelsea should do great against them. Chelsea just need to convert their chances, and I trust them. They're a great team. So I like Chelsea higher than 1.5 goals for -230 for day 3 of our ladder challenge. And then the other play that I found that I like is the Fiorentina second half 3-way money line for -155 going up against Lask. They've gone over this prop in 3 out of 4 games so far in the Conference League, and generally, even in the league, they play better in the second half. In the league at home, they've scored 7 goals and conceded 5 in the first half, and in the second half they go to scoring 1 more and 8, but only conceding 1 goal. So their attack is a little better and their defense is much better in the second half in the league. So that's great for us. And Lask is another team that has only faced pretty much weak oppositions. When it comes to the games that they've played in their league, they've played Borag, they've played Brugge, they've played Lushbashna and Dushgarden. I'm trying to prove a point that they're not playing these good teams, and even then, they have still conceded 6 goals in 4 games, and they've only scored 3 goals. So they're weak in the attack, they're weak in defense, and again, they've been playing these weak teams, and now they're playing away from home, which is even better for us, and especially going to Italy. Italy is a very tough atmosphere to play in. Even in their own league, they've conceded 26 goals in 16 games, and I mentioned that as well because I mentioned in last video that whenever these smaller teams play in like these bigger competitions, they tend to be the best team and obviously in their league, which is why they've qualified. But this season they haven't been doing great on defense, so that's just even better for us. They have a lot of great players. Ikone, their top scorer, they have Keane, they have Beltran, they have Gosens. Even I can see this being a 0-0 at the half, but even if somehow Fiorentina are winning 1-0 after the first half, I don't see them slowing down, because obviously the goal difference is the big difference in this competition, and they're really close. I believe right now they're like at +4, and above them and below them they're at +3, +5. So just trying to encourage the fact or just articulate the fact that the goal difference is a big difference. It's going to be a big difference when it comes to going on to the later rounds and stuff like that. So Fiorentina on general are good on the counter, and they're good team when it comes to converting their chances. They're a good clinical team, so they're gonna do great against this last team, and I see them winning the second half. You get better value here, so I like this prop. I like the Fiorentina second half 3-way money line for -155 going up against Lask. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going over last video's picks. I did have the player props. The first play was Huang, but literally right when I posted the video, he got taken off, so nobody even was able to get him, which is a good thing regardless, because he actually missed, which was good for us. We had Gallagher, he DMP'd, and then because Huang got taken off, I added another play, and that was Chukwueze, and he ended up DMPing too, so it was just very frustrating when it comes to these players and the squad rotations. Obviously it's better than the miss, but it is frustrating because it messes up our payouts and stuff like that. But I did had one more added play, and that was Korupski, higher than 3 saves, and he hit for us. So technically it was a 1-0 sweep, but regardless, it wasn't like we did great on player props. We didn't do bad, obviously, but we didn't do good. But obviously, we hit day 2 of the ladder challenge, and we hit both money line plays. So that's back-to-back money line sweeps. 2-0 yesterday, or 2-0 2 videos ago. 2-0 in the last video. Stuttgart came through for us. They were down 1-0. They came back and won 5-1. And obviously our ladder challenge they hit. So hopefully we can carry on this good momentum again going into tomorrow, if we can hit day 3 of the ladder challenge. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.